It may be a basketball team in Portland, or by chance you're considering names of people who really have blazed a trail. Their diligence, persistence, boldness, courage, or whatever really created a way for generations to follow. It may be someone like Steve Jobs, who through his pioneering of technology blazed a trail for the smartphone that now everyone has in their hands. It could be Henry Ford, who blazed a trail of innovation in the establishment of, or invention rather, of the assembly line. It may be someone as significant as Rosa Parks, who in her courage to stand against what was the norm, she really blazed a trail for civil rights. We could go on and on, truthfully making a list a mile long of different examples of trailblazers and how many of us are in some way indebted and should be grateful for their work and the impact that they have made. You yourself may be a trailblazer in your area of expertise. But did you know that Jesus is called a trailblazer? When we look at Hebrews chapter 2, verses 10 through 13, there is a word used where God makes Jesus, some translations say captain, some say founder, but that word in the Greek is literally translated as God made Jesus a trailblazer. And he blazed that trail of hope for us when he came on this earth, taking on human flesh, becoming obedient to death, yes, even death on the cross, so that we may be made right with God, so that the law could be fulfilled. Without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sin. And Jesus blazed this trail of hope for us. And in doing so, like anyone that would blaze a trail where you leave kind of markers for someone who may be coming along can follow that path, or if I'm walking in the woods at night, I may do it so that I can get back out. But either way, Jesus has blazed this trail for us and left markers for us as an example, so that now I can see this life that I should live, and I can truly follow the example of Christ. When Paul then described in 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1, hey, come follow me because I'm following the example of Christ, Paul wasn't required to be a trailblazer or a pioneer to do something that hadn't been done before. He was able to see the identifying markers that Jesus had left in the way he loved, the way he led, the way he served, the humility that he exercised, the courage and the boldness to call out sin among those who professed faith. So many different ways that Jesus established an example, blazed a trail, in one vein for the justification of sin, in another vein for the process of sanctification. As you and I grow and become like him, I can see him, follow him, love him. He even calls me his brother in Hebrews chapter 10, verses 2 through 13. So there's hope and encouragement that you can find. There is joy that you can take today, that you are not walking through this day or through this week, whatever the season that you're enduring in life, you're not walking through it alone, and you're not walking through it without a guide or a direction, that Jesus has blazed a trail. And when you and I look to his word, when we study his example, this is why it's so important to study the Gospels, not only just to understand the history and the account of Christ, but to analyze and look at how he lived, how he loved, and how he served, because he truly blazed a trail for you and me today. My desire for me is that I will look to him, keep my eyes fixed on him, and follow him today. And I encourage you to do the same. Read his word, look to love like him and to serve like him, and lead others to him as he has blazed this trail for us. Hey, there's so much more in depth that we discussed in our sermon this past week. You can listen to it or even watch it in its entirety on our website. While you're there, feel free to explore around. You may find other things about our church and ways to connect with us, because we would love to connect with you and serve you however way we can, because together we're following this trail that Jesus has modeled and inviting others to join us in that journey. God bless you. Have a great day.